Hey guys, today we're back with the 2003 Lexus IS 300, and I wanted to get one last drive in on these Blizzak WS-90s before we swap them out for the summer wheels and tires. One big test that I always find really important on winter tires is just how they handle and perform in dry weather. Yes, they're going to excel and do incredibly well in slippery conditions, but here in Michigan at least, most of our driving in the wintertime is done in the dry. So let's take this out for one more drive. We've done a few videos on this car already. This is my social media guy's daily driver. It is a fantastic example of an IS 300. It drives awesome. It has a short shifter, but otherwise it's pretty much stock. 5-speed manual. The one you want to get. Pretty rare spec. The 2JZ, but it's naturally aspirated. I think that this is kind of peak sports sedan, at least from the 2000s. The driving experience here is so fluid, so enjoyable. Traction control intervention there. Let's go in and turn that off. There we go. This inline six is nice and torquey. The interactions between the shifter, the pedals are all very natural, very smooth, very fluid. This Lexus IS was kind of a departure for Lexus at the time. It appealed to a younger audience, and it competed with the 3 Series. And I think it's as good, if not better, than the 3 Series, BMW 3 Series of the time. This thing has just held up incredibly well. And we actually do have an E46 to compare this to. We'll be releasing that on the channel here pretty soon. I really do think that this IS is one of the best driver's cars from the 2000s. These WS-90s are super smooth, very comfortable. The ride quality with them is just fantastic. Very quiet at speed too. I mean, it's amazing how far we've come with tire technology in just the last decade. These are winter tires that the big news here with the WS-90 is that they last a lot longer, and time will only tell with this car, but supposedly they have much better wear characteristics, and compared to the WS-80 they feel a lot sharper, at least in the dry. It's such a smooth and fluid car to drive. It's just a joy. Kind of reminds me a little bit of a 4-door, slightly larger BRZ. It's kind of a shame that Lexus hasn't done many manual transmission vehicles besides this IS. I think they had a manual ES back in the day, but that's about it. power level is super nice, very well matched for the chassis. Cornering is flat, predictable. This IS is a really nice size too. Here at speed, these Blizzak WS-90s are virtually silent. Let's see what they're like on this highway. Yeah, handling is impressive. Awesome. Yeah, very quiet for a winter tire. And for some reason, this highway really exaggerates tire noise more than any other road. Maybe it's because it's just such smooth asphalt. These are a lot quieter than the WS-80s. Of course, we have a little bit of wind noise, canceling that sound out. A little bit of a tread howl under acceleration, but for the most part, this is a really quiet winter tire. I'm very impressed. I can really appreciate how values have gone up on these IS300s lately in the last few years. There's so many cool little details to this car. I really love the gauge cluster, these kind of watch style, chronograph style gauges that show your MPG, your battery voltage, your coolant temp. It's just such a unique, interesting design. The steering wheel in this car is iconic. It feels really good in hand. There are a few little quirks with these IS300s. The dashboards get really sticky if they've been out in the sunlight, and as you can see, they wear down in a pretty unfavorable manner. But it's merely an aesthetic thing. The rest of this interior has been bolted together incredibly well. It's super quiet, no rattles, no shakes. This car has 172,000 miles on it, and it just feels incredibly fresh. It's been maintained well, but nothing out of the ordinary. I'm not crazy about this short shifter. It always looks like you're in first gear, but you get used to it after a little while. In general, I think most cars do better without short shifters. So after spending about half a season on these Blizzak WS-80s, this is a fantastic winter tire. In the dry, it handles a lot closer to an all-season than you would think. They don't feel as squishy as they used to be. And of course, a lot of that has to do with tire sizing. But so far, my experience on these tires has been nothing short of amazing. These are really, really impressive overall in dry conditions and wet conditions, in snow and ice. They really excel, and it's definitely a new benchmark for the category. And Blizzak knew that when they were designing these tires. They have to kind of be the best because that's what they're known for. So hopefully we get some more miles out of these than we would in a set of WS-80s. We can kind of compare that. I've got a couple cars that I've had on WS-80s, and I've been okay. I've been reasonably happy with them, but it's always kind of left me wanting to look at maybe other brands as other options for winter tires, and these WS-90s, that's not the case. As for this IS, Chris has a good car here. This is just a joy to drive. It's an amazing daily, super fun. I would highly recommend finding one of these with a 5-speed manual if you can. It just adds to the whole experience. This is just a wonderful car to drive. Alright guys, that's it for this one. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video. For being mostly a Michigan car too, this thing has held up really well. A few rusty spots here and there, but for the most part, it is so healthy, so happy. Looks good on these BBS SR wheels too. Alright, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.